What do we multiply? Well, this is the same as 2x times x plus 5 and a plus 1 times an x plus 5. Okay. And so what we get from this multiplication is we get 2x squared. For the next multiplication, we get plus 10x. And then we get plus x. And then we get plus 5. Now you can see all those pieces in our diagram. Here we have the 10x. Here we have the 1x. And here we have the plus 5. And here's our 2x. Okay. Now when we're factoring these, we have to be very careful. We will call this a 5 by 1 arrangement. Imagine it was a 1 by 5 arrangement. Now I'm just going to draw a 1 by 5 arrangement. Here's 1. Here's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This, how many x's would we get here? We get 5 x's. How many x's would we get here? 2 x's. Okay, altogether, we have different numbers of x's. So what you're going to see today, because we have more than one square, like yesterday's work, we only had one square, so it didn't matter where we put our 1 tiles. But today, we have more than one square. So it matters whether we put our 1 tiles as a 5 by 1 arrangement or 1 by 5 arrangement. Okay, and that's what's a little bit trickier today. Now when we get to harder squares, just don't worry about this. If we had 4 squares, a 2 by 2 arrangement would give us a much different answer than a 1 by 4 arrangement as well. So you kind of got 2 things to worry about. Let's not worry about our squares right now. Our big squares, what we're going to look at is how do we arrange our little 1 squares. Okay, so when we're looking at this, we have 3x squared, 8x plus 4. That's where we start with, and we have to figure out what that equals with our brackets. Okay, so let's draw 3x. Because 3 has only a 1 by 3 combination, there's no other factors, right? Those are the only 2 factors. Let's just draw it, and it doesn't matter if we draw it this direction or if we draw it in the other direction. It does not matter because it's only one specific arrangement. But the 4 can be 1 by 4 or 2 by 2. Okay? So let's try doing a 1 by 4 arrangement first. There's a 1 by 4. How many x's would we have here, the top? 4x. How many x's would we have here on the side? 3x. 3x plus 4x, does that give us 8? No. So we will have to erase it. This is called guess and check. Okay. So this is not the arrangement. We tried a 1 by 4. Let's try a 4 by 1. Okay. How many tiles up top? 1. How many tiles over here? So it's 4 times 3. If you look at the outside, there's 3x times 4 gives us 12x. So look at your outside dimensions to figure out what's on the inside. 12x plus 1x, does that equal 8x? No. So we tried a 1 by 4, we tried a 4 by 1. Those aren't going to work. So we erase it. What arrangement will... Now when you get good at these, you can kind of guess and check in your head a little bit, right? Like when I do these, I guess and check like this. And go, oh, this is 4x and this is 3x. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, so I don't draw everything out, but I'm really good at this. This would be x, that's 12x. Nope, that's not going to work. Okay, so when you get better at this, you can do it faster, right? That's my point in showing you that. What other way can we arrange the 4? What other factors are there? 2 and 2. Okay, so like a square, 2 by 2. How many tiles will that have up top? 2x. How many tiles will that have over here? 6x. 2x plus 6x, what does that equal? 8x. So check. This is the arrangement. Now that you got the arrangement, now you got like a perfect rectangle. This is what you want. What's up top, please? Tell me, what is this? What's the length? And what's the width? Well, up top we have 3x plus 2. And on the side, what do we have? X. And that's your factors. Those are your answers. Okay? So 3x plus 2, x plus 2 is your answer, your factors. How many factors are there? 2. Bread and butter means it's like you do it all the time. Okay? All right, try this one. This is an easier one because there's only one arrangement of the big squares and one arrangement of the small squares. Go ahead and factor that, please. Draw your diagrams. So the trick part is we have the correct number of tiles. We have 3 x's. But what's wrong with how I drew this? Yes, always check and double check. Mr. Barker should have made them negative. That will completely affect your answers. Okay, because now up top we have 2x minus 1, and on the side we have x minus 1. So the factors are 2x minus 1 times x minus 1, both in brackets. Okay. Doesn't matter which set of brackets are first, but what's inside the brackets must be identical. Any questions, comments, observations, Mr. Barkerisms? No? You guys are good? Okay, turn it over. Okay. So your textbook, you're going to see this. Does it say to draw anywhere for your instructions? No. But what are you going to do? Draw. Okay. So 2x. Very, very, very similar question. Be careful with your shading. Go for it. So again, 2 in front of the x squared is only 1 by 2 or 2 by 1. So set up one arrangement, and then you have a negative 1, which must be shaded. So now you got to be careful with this guy. Here's an x and an x. That's good. But how are we going to end up with a plus sum? Well, the larger must be positive. It tells us the sign of the larger number, just like yesterday. Okay, so these guys, these two are positives. This one's negative. Okay, so remember you shade all of them or none, in the sense that I don't go shade one of these and not the other. Okay, that's big boo-boo. All right, you like that? Big boo-boo. Wrong. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Now you can get the correct signs. Your negative sign must go up top. So 2x minus 1, x plus 1. So your two factors are 2x minus 1, brackets, x plus 1 in brackets. Any questions? Yeah?
Can you do 2x plus 1 times x minus 1?
No, and I'll show you why. Okay? 2x plus 1 times x minus 1. That gives you 2x squared. You're okay. That gives you minus 2x. And this gives you plus x. So altogether you get negative. Okay, so it does matter which sets you shade. That's very important to realize. So which ones you shade changes everything. Okay. Any other questions? Good one, Jordan. All right, Casey, you ready to go? Go for it. Next question. Okay. 3 is simple, 2 is simple, but it's negative. What does the negative sign tell you? Just like yesterday, it tells you one factor is positive, the other factor is negative. But what does the plus 5 sum tell you? That the larger number of x's are positive. Okay, so don't forget what we learned yesterday. We're applying it to these harder questions. Okay, you can look at this and say plus negative. Oh, the sum's positive. The larger is positive, smaller is negative. Okay, go for it. Range your tiles. See what you can do. Now 2 is the only 1 by 2, okay? But do you go like this? Or do you go like that? You guys play around, try and come up with it. So, in this arrangement, I will have 2x here, 3x there. That will give me, if those are negatives, wouldn't those be negatives too? No? One's negative, one's positive? Something's funny there, isn't it? Let's try the other arrangement real quick and see what we get. Because something struck me as funny. Actually, you know what? I got to back up. I was totally wrong there. I'm not even thinking. Sorry. If this would be 2x, that's 3x. In order to have these negative numbers, one's positive, one's negative. That's what's wrong here. Right? This is negative 2. So either that's negative or the 2x is negative. So I can't get to 5. Okay? So I can't have that arrangement. Let's try this arrangement. This here will give me how many x's? 6x, and this is x. Now I have negatives, so which one should be negative, the 6 or the x? It's got to be x. Okay, so this should be shaded. Got to be a detective. These things can get tricky. So up top then we have 3x minus 1. And on the side we have x plus 1. So this equals bracket 3x minus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so that's a different scenario, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry? Oh, sorry, this should be x plus 2. I gotta pay attention. Is that your question, Penny?
No, like why? Okay, how do you know you should use x not the 6?
Well, what's 6 plus 5? That's why. Okay, sorry, I got your question now. Okay, plus 5. All right. Any other questions? Tricky stuff. All right, there's lots of things to consider. Okay. All right, now we're on to the harder ones. What's harder is 4 can be 1 by 4 or 2 by 2. The 6 can be 1 by 6, 2 by 3, or 6 by 1, or 3 by 2. How many different drawings could you have? Well, here's 4, there's 2. 2 times 4 is 8. There's 8 possible drawings. Okay, guess and check. Go for it. I'm going to start with the 2 by 2 because I feel like it. Okay, so I looked at mine. This one doesn't work. Okay, 2 by 2 and a 1 by 6 does not work because I would get 14 or 10. Hey, come on in. Awesome. Thanks, Trevor. Nothing. Okay, this arrangement doesn't work either because I get 14 or 10 again. Notice how because 4 is in a square pattern, I got the same result. How if I arrange 6 a different way? Okay. Since I had the square, I think I'd try the other ones too real quick. 2 by 3. 2 times 3 is 6x. 4x. Nope. Okay, so I think the tile arrangements are this way. Okay. 1 by 4 arrangement. So now try your different squares. Okay, so this would give me 10x altogether. Okay. This would give me a lot. Right? 6 times 4x would be 10x. And, oh, 1x. I think I got it. Am I right? No. You know why? Because it's not 4 plus 6. You multiply them. This would be 24x. Just seeing if you're paying attention. What arrangement did you get, Casey and Alex? 3 by 2. So 3 down, 2 by 3. So this way is 2, and this way is 3. So this would give me, this is x times 3, give me 3x. This is 4x times 2, which would give me 8x. There you go. Good job, guys. Okay. Don't forget, this is 2. That's 3. So this is going to be, do a different color. Turn it off. Quit texting, wherever that is. Okay, this will be 4x plus 3. This will be x plus 2. So 4x plus 3 in brackets times x plus 2 in brackets. How many people got that? Okay. Guess and check, and there's lots of things to watch out for, isn't there? Okay. Try the next one. Go for it. Now it's a negative. Oh, stop, stop, stop. Don't just go for it. What does this tell you? Negative sign tell you. One's positive x's, others are negative x's. What does the plus 5 tell you? That the larger number of x's are positive. Okay, so watch out for that little clue there. Don't be clueless. Sorry. Okay. Go for it. Okay, I think that the 4 tiles are going to have to be in a square for this. What's that? Did you?
Yeah. One tile is 3 by 2.
Sorry, what did you went across?
Yeah, I went like 4 tiles across, and I went by 3 by 2.
3 down.
No, then 2 by 3, I guess.
So just like this?
Yeah, but like, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Barker's got to shut up and look. Okay. Notice how 5 and 6 are almost identical. Okay, so I totally steered you in the wrong direction, and Jordan caught me, and I'm sure others did as well. He said, wait a second. Here's the exact same arrangement of tiles. Here's 3x, there's 8x. If the larger is positive, the smaller is negative, what are we going to get when we combine them? Plus 5x. All right. MD, question? No? What are the two factors? 4x minus 3, good job. X plus 2. Thanks, Amandeep. Okay. And this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 shade. Okay. Any questions? I think you guys are better at me this than I am, which is good. Next two. So, using the tiles, find an integer. So, real quickly, if you don't want to draw the whole thing, that's okay. There's a 1 by 3 arrangement. Here's also a 1 by 3 arrangement. Here's a 3 by 1 arrangement. And here's another 3 by 1 arrangement. Do you guys know why I drew 2 of each? Yeah, because we can have 2 positives, or you can have 2 negatives. Okay. So this would be 3x and 2x, negative 3x, negative 2x. So that would be plus or minus 5. This would be x and 6x, so 7x, negative 6x, negative x, negative 7x. So plus or minus 5, plus or minus 7. I went super fast. You guys okay with that? I'll give you a second to digest it. Chris, close your mouth, please. Kind of cool with the squares, right? There's only one possible answer for the squares because there's this square. So up here we have positive 2, negative 2, negative 7. I screwed up here. This should be a positive 8. Positive 7. And this would be 0. Okay. So the integers would be 0, comma, plus or minus 2, comma, plus or minus 7. How many answers are that? Or is that? No. 1, 2, another 2, 5 possible answers. Right? 5 possible answers. 5 possible answers. Okay. That's some pretty crazy work. What are you going to do for your homework?